Hey guys, my name is Ben and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this banner using Photoshop. Hope you enjoy. Alright guys, to start off what you want to do is head up to File and select New. The resolution you want to use is 2560 by 1440 and I usually keep the resolution at 300. That's kind of what it stays at usually. That's what I use for everything, but I think the default is 74, so you could use that. But yeah, 2560 by 1440 is the banner size that you will be needing. And then all you want to do from here is hit OK. From there, what you want to do is select New Layer, and what you want to do is place your banner template that YouTube provide. You can get this off the internet anyway, basically, so you just want to kind of find this on Google. I'll put it in the description anyway, just in case you guys can't find it. So it's basically this little file, or just this file right here, that basically just lets you know where everything will be seen, I guess, when you upload it to YouTube, and just want to hit enter and enter again. So from here, hit Control Plus and you can zoom in, and from here, if you don't have these rulers up, what you want to do is go to View and select Rulers. Obviously you want them, because now you can drag these guides down. And all you want to do is drag the guides down to where the grey area of this template is, so you can see kind of where your workspace is, and there, and there. You can also do it on the edges as well, so everything kind of snaps into place. I'm going to do that real quick, and there we go. Ooh. Right, so now we've kind of got our workspace laid out, so we can get to work on our banner. So now what you can do is head over to your rectangle. I'm actually going to set these as black and white for now. So make sure everything, I'm going to try and make sure everything's at default, so you guys are kind of seeing the same thing on your screen. So what you're going to do is go up to your top guide, and draw the rectangle. Make sure it's perfectly within the guide, so everything's centered, and you can add your center guide from here now. So go back to your rulers, and it should just kind of snap onto the center, as you can see, and there we go. So now we have our center piece really, so we can center everything. Right, so now what you want to do is place in some images. I mean, you can do really what you want. I'm gonna try and get some Minecraft ones, I think. So what I'm gonna do is type in Minecraft wallpaper. So you kind of want to make sure they're high resolutions, but you can do that by going larger than. There we go. I want them to be kind of high resolution images, so I'm just gonna go ahead and save these. Wallpapers. Save. So I would recommend getting 2 or 3, completely up to you really. I'm gonna get 2. If they're low resolution images, I'd recommend getting 3, just so they're not pixelated at all. So then what you want to do is go back to your Photoshop and then place the images you just saved, or if you already had them. I'm gonna shrink mine down a bit. You kind of want to, like, this is kind of the focus point. You want this to be inside your top and bottom blue guide. So I'm gonna place this one here, enter, and then I'm gonna place my second one, which is there. And I kind of like how big this is anyway, so I'm going to shrink it down just a little bit. From here, you want to click enter and rasterize both of your layers by right clicking and selecting rasterize layer. So these are now directly editable, I think. That's right. You want to, if your tools are anything different than mine, you want to hold down, left click and hold, and then you should get a little menu and then click eraser. You want to make sure you have a fairly big brush, and you want to make sure your hardness is all the way down to 0, and that kind of really softens the edge, so there's no direct edge to it. You can't really see. You want to do that to both edges of the images. It really just blends them together a bit better. Oh, I did that one a bit too much. Control Alt Z to undo. So I'm just gonna kind of go back a bit on this one. And now I'm going to bring them a bit closer together, so they kind of really fade into each other, you know. Now you want to do is, to select both, you can hold Control and then click, and then what you want to do is hit Control E, and that will make them one layer, so I guess it's easier to edit them. Next what you want to do is neaten up your workspaces, make 2 rectangles on the outside, since these are the bits you don't see on YouTube, so you kind of want to just, and you can add an image if you want, so I'm going to do that actually. Just something really plain and simple. Ooh, this is going to look a bit blurry, but oh well, you don't see it anyway. And get your square selection tool, and just like you did with your rectangle, make sure it's perfect, otherwise you're going to see some of your background. Get your eraser tool. It's going to ask you if you want to rasterize it, click OK, and then just rub out. So now you got kind of a nice background, I guess, even though nobody sees it, but it kind of looks nice. So from here, I think I'm going to black and white. Ooh, my phone's going off. But kind of want to I'm going to black and white my Minecraft images. I think it'll just look nice. So I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, and black and white. There we go. So that will just black and white everything for you. You can just change it to luminosity, it does the same, but yeah. Here we go. Then I'm going to add a second rectangle over the top, and I'm going to make this grey, a really dark grey. So I'm going to go down here and select dark grey. It's okay, and what you want to do is change your opacity. This kind of makes it it looks more like one image then, rather than just being 2 separate. It kind of brings them both together, and you want to make sure that's looking how you want it to look. So now I think I'm actually going to adjust my background. It's kind of a bit bright for me right now, so I'm just going to go to the image. You guys don't have to do this, I'm just doing this for my personal preference. I'm going to change some of the brightness, so just and the opacity. And there we go. You want to make sure this layers on top of everything. So it, if it wasn't, for example, if it was, oh well, we've kind of cut out everything, I guess. Oh yeah, we got our square rectangles. Okay, that's why. So if these weren't actually above everything, ooh, oh my god, they won't let me. You'd be able to look. You can't really see what's going on, so you want to make sure these are all above everything and actually flatten them. Control E. So this is just one thing now. This is our kind of cover, I guess. Just covers up all the messy parts of our work. So now we're going to get on to our text. You want to make a new layer above your rectangle, and from there you want to go to your text tool, try and get in center. We'll center it later, and you want to select a font. I'm going to go with Contour, I think. This. I will include the download for this font in the description if you want to use it, but obviously whatever font you guys want to use, that's personal preference. So I'm going to use this one. I'm just going to type in your name for the sake of the tutorial. Actually, if you've got 2 names, I recommend doing 2 different text layers. Just you can add 2 different colors. I always like to do that, but obviously you don't have to. Just a guide. Ooh. I'm going to turn auto select off. If you turn auto select off, you can only move the layers which you have selected. So like here I kept selecting the name on accident, so now I can just move this. You want to make sure the center dot here is bang on this blue line, so everything's in the middle. And now to make sure it's horizontally centered, you want to select them both, and there we go. You can see it's just a little bit off, and you can use your arrow keys if you want. When it's red, it means it's center. So now I'm actually going to go to your name, and we're going to add some color. So I'm actually going to go to gradient overlay. I kind of like this gradient as dark. I think this is one of my own custom ones. It's a bit too dark. Yeah, I'm going to keep it like that. And then I want to go to inner glow. I want to turn down that bit. And turn on the choke. And there we go. And I'm just literally gonna select our blue we have. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna go to a nice blue anyway. There we go. That looks nice. And we're gonna add a drop shadow. We don't want it to be too heavy. We just want it to kind of separate our text from our banner. So we're gonna turn down the spread and size and the opacity. Obviously, like I said earlier, this is all personal preference. This is up to you guys if you want to do if you even want to add a drop shadow in. So yeah, and now we won't have that. So yep, there we go, we got that. We're gonna go to your, I think we're gonna do this one white, like the previous, what you saw in the intro. I'm gonna set this to not perfect white, we don't want a perfect white. Then we're gonna have our inner glow, which will be a perfect white, and we wanna to spread and choke like we did previously. Actually, well, we can cancel that. Go to your name layer, go right click, copy layer style. You want to go to your and then paste your layer style. This would be blue, so you just want to double click on it and go back to color overlay. So then all your drop shadows and stuff will actually be the same. And there we go. And changes to white. There we go. So now your drop shadows are even. And I'm going to go back to auto select. Now we're going to add, like on this one, we're going to add this bar. I don't really know what it's called. I think it's called a HUD. But we're going to add one of these bars in. So for that, you want to make sure I'm actually going to color everything. We're going to group these and call the group text just to keep our workspace neat. Text, and I'm going to group all of. No, actually, we won't group. There we go. Sorry, changing my mind. And we'll call this one banner. Oh, hit enter. Oh, I got caps lock on. Wow. That was a struggle. Okay, so as I said, new layer, and you want to go to your rulers, and you want to kind of get a rough idea of how low you want your bar to go. So then what you want to do is go to polygon lasso tool, and you want to zoom in twice, I'd say. Control plus twice, so you kind of got this left portion of your banner. You want to select the edge, be here, it should snap to the blue, and then you want to hold shift so it'll straighten out the line, and go across, then click, continue, hold shift, go diagonal, click, and still holding shift, just go across, up, and then back to your start, and yeah, boom. Then you want to zoom back out. Go to your paintbrush, and then you can just kind of color in. And then what you want to do is hit Control D, and you've got your HUD thingy majiggy. Then what you want to do is hit Control J on your keyboard, so now you've got two layers. Actually, and then Control T, right click on it, and then flip horizontal. And then this will basically flip around. So now what we can do is add it to the others. Ooh. What happened there? We moved the wrong one, I think. Yeah, there we go. We moved the wrong one. And there we go. So now we have our bit that pops out perfectly in the center, I guess. I'm actually going to merge these by hitting Control E, so now it's just one layer. And if you want to make it bigger, obviously that's up to you. I'm actually going to do that now. I'm going to move it down a bit. Not quite that much. Move it down a bit, and then I'm just going to add a rectangle to fill in our gap. This doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to kind of fit. There we go. And then I'm going to merge them both together. So now we have our box bar thingy, which is all one layer. I'm actually going to turn the opacity to about say 60%. And there we go. Now we have that. You can get rid of your guide so it's not confusing. Oh, it's not in the center. Oh yes it is, yes it is. It's our rectangle's putting me off. It says it's not in the center, but it is, it's all good. Okay, so now you want to go to your text, and you can, I think I'm just going to put the official channel of by here, but like I said, you do what you want, but yeah. And I'm just going to move that into the, it's a bit big, I'm going to make that smaller again to maybe 9. There you go. If you want it to kind of fit the whole bar better, what you're going to do is go to your windows and make sure you got paragraph and character set. do want to make sure within paragraph it is centered, and you do then want to go down to your character one, and you could just kind of click and you just drag it out and it'll kind of stretch it. Yeah, I think it looks really nice. Then what you want to do is, I think we're going to go down to our text, and if it's, you can click these arrows and it kind of shrinks everything. So we're going to go to name, copy our lifestyle with A and put it onto here. Paste lifestyle. So now I think it's kind of matching, yeah. It's still too big, I think, actually, so I'm going to shrink it down again. 8 and 7. 7, I think it's going to be good. Okay, there we go. And make sure once you've done that, center again. And then I'm going to spread it all out once again. Just click and hold and drag. You can do it manually by this, but I prefer to more control if you drag. So now you can kind of see that the banner's kind of coming together now. So I'm actually going to spread out the name part just a bit more. And go to your and center it. There we go. Okay, so that is your name part done, I guess. Now we're going to add our social media link bar thingy along the bottom, like I did here, this little thing. And you just want to go to your rectangle tool and draw out another rectangle. Doesn't matter how big you make it now, we'll shrink it to size in a second. If you just want to shrink it down to however you want, you can obviously zoom in for this part. I'm going to have it yay big. Yeah, can work. Now you want to import some logos. Obviously you can go to Google, and if you wanted to get, say, your, I don't know, Skype logos, and then type in PNG on the end, and then you should be able to get ones with transparent back, or you can do vector, type in vector, but or transparent backgrounds, but any PNG file should have the transparent back. That one's not very good. But yeah, this Skype logo is only really 2 colors, so it should be very easy to get rid of the background anyway. So we're going to actually set this opacity to 60% to match our other banner, and then we're going to hit our text tool and, oh no, new layer, and shrink it down really small. 7. I'm just gonna do your name for the tutorial's sake, and then put it back to our font, which I forgot what it's called, Couture. And there we go. And drag it down. Select your bar and add a guide so we know everything's centered. There we go, bang on. Now we're gonna place our logo. So I'm gonna do a Skype logo first, I think, which is, oops, so Skype logo. Oh, you want to make sure you hold Control and Shift to keep everything proportional, and then zoom back in and drag it down. Control Shift, shrink it down. And that looks about right. This can look blurry right now, but obviously that's because we're zoomed in really far. I'm actually going to go to the your text, copy the layout style of this one, paste it onto the name, and I'm actually going to get rid of the S. And it's going to ask you if you want to rasterize. You want to just select yes and get rid of yes. You don't have to, I just prefer to do that. Paste layout style. So now you got your Skype. So you want to make sure you select both and then shrink down the effects. Select both and center it, so that little circle bit in the middle is center, and then zoom out, and then you want to kind of see how it looks. So this is coming along quite nicely, I think. It's coming very close to this. So now what you want to do is your other social media. So basically you just want to do the same thing, but with the, I'm just going to duplicate them just to speed up the video a bit. But obviously you just do the same thing, but with different logos. So just drag it across and duplicate again. Right, to make sure there's the same gap in between each, I'm not really sure if there's an actual way of doing this, but all I do is draw out a rectangle. Let me zoom in. Draw out a rectangle like so, make it white. There we go. And then what you can do is just drag the rectangle across here. So now you know there has to be that much. It's not centered. There you go. And then you can just either hide or delete the rectangle. I usually hide it just in case you need it later. And then you want to select all of these. I mean, I'd color them all different colors, so you know that's Skype, that's say Instagram, and that is, I don't know, Twitter. So you want to select all of these, hold shift and then click top. I'm going to turn down the opacity to maybe 50%, let's say. Just so they're not like in your face, I guess. So we'll take a look right now. And I think we're done. So yeah, if you did enjoy the video, please go ahead and leave a thumbs up. And if you do want to see more tutorials, be sure to let me know in the comments below. But yeah, hopefully I see you on my next video.